What's going on YouTube? JT is Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about Batgirls issue number 18. This one is written by Becky Cloonan, Michael W. Conrad, art by Robbie Rodriguez. And this is the penultimate issue because I believe there's only one issue left of Batgirls in its entirety, and that comes out next month. So I'm a little late on this video. This was actually like a video from a comic that came out last week along with World's Finest. I just haven't gotten around to covering them. So I'm going to cover this one, I'm going to cover World's Finest, and then this week's issue of Nightwing. So it's the latest I've been on some comic book stuff. I also got to cover talking about the solicitations for August, and then I got one other video I got to do. So I'm going to be a little bit of a busy bee when it comes to cracking down and making some of these videos. So be on the lookout for that stuff. So with that said, Batgirls is nearing its conclusion. There's only one part really left in this thing after this, and let's go ahead and talk about it. So, as I said, the same creative team. This is continuing off the events of the previous issue with the whole sniper fiasco, targeting the Batgirls. Basically, like, if the Batgirls don't turn themselves in, gonna go cuckoo crazy and start shooting down a bunch of people. So that's the gist of it. So the Batgirls kind of have to go incognito. The police want, like, the Batgirls to turn themselves in, which is something that we kind of saw a little bit in The Dark Knight. If you remember back when the Joker was just like, if Batman doesn't turn himself in, he's going to go in crazy, and then people start acting full of anarchy and all that other stuff. Although we don't get the whole no more dead cops and things are worse than ever like we saw in The Dark Knight. There's kind of the opposite effect. We're like, hey, the Batgirls are doing all this great stuff. Let's free them, if you will, because like Barbara at one point creates kind of a deep fake video of the Batgirls going to turning themselves in, if you will. So it doesn't stop them. But anyway, so they're doing their thing. They have to kind of stay low key. There's one scene with Batman where they're kind of a little disappointed that they have to ask him for help. But Batman's like, hey, look it, we're in this together. This city wouldn't be safe if we didn't help each other out. So that's a nice moment. He also mentions the fact that he's really proud of both Stephanie and Cassandra, which is a nice little moment. It's a nice little appearance from Batman. The fact that he's really proud of them, I think, speaks volumes. So I like that aspect to the issue. And again, Steph and Cass are kind of a little bit undercover, trying to fight things. They have to kind of stick to the shadows, if you will. Barbara deepfakes putting them into jail, if you will, because Sear would have done something similar. And Grace, the podcaster, if you will, who has been through the ringer, if you will, is really against the Batgirls being taken out. Like, the city is basically kind of standing up for them and wants them freed. And that's basically the issue in a nutshell before we get into the final issue. So all things considered, I did enjoy the issue overall. I don't think it's the strongest that Batgirls has been. Ever since the annual, I feel like the series got a lot more mature, and it started to handle things a little bit better. It wasn't as much tee-hee-hee as it was kind of earlier on. The art style certainly changed. I think the art style matches the more serious tone as opposed to what we kind of got beforehand with the more lighthearted approach, where these characters, who, mind you, should be in like college age by this point, were acting like pre-teenage girls. But nowadays they're a little bit more mature, and you kind of get little moments of other that too, where you see stuff caring for Cass in that. So we'll see how kind of the final issue comes out in next month to see how that is in that regards. But they definitely have matured a lot more since the start of this thing. I feel like the creative team found their footing more so as the series went on a bit more. But we are approaching the end of it. I'm kind of bummed it wasn't as good as I think it could have been. It certainly wasn't awful. Like, there was no issue of Batgirls where I'm like, this is just terrible. I absolutely hate this. At its worst, Batgirls was just kind of okay. There's some solid issues here and there, but I don't think this is like the strongest the series could have been. But it definitely had some highlights in that too. So take it for what it's worth. I thought the issue itself was, fine. I enjoyed it overall. Not like a glowing recommendation, but decent enough. And I'm looking forward to seeing the final issue of this thing. It's going to be weird when Batgirls is finished and I'm like, what do I cover now? So anyways, if you have any thoughts on Batgirls issue number 18, let me know in the comment section down below. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content, hit the bell for notifications, all that other fun stuff. And yeah, that's all I got to say. Got a few more videos coming up. And yeah, take care now. Bye-bye then. And I will see you all in the next video. Peace.